On, starting with my moisturizer, my serums, and all that. This is going to be long. I may cut in and cut out, and then I'm going to do a tutorial on brown, silver, actually a silvery brown with some silver and a little sky blue. I'm going to do the whole thing, the whole enchilada, from moisturizer to foundation, concealer, makeup, the whole thing. And I probably will chop it up for time's sake, because it'll probably be a super long video. It takes me a long time to do my makeup. There's a lot to do on this face. Sometimes the looks that don't look like you have a lot of makeup on take the longest, so I will be pausing and doing and then coming back, but I do want to show you everything that I do, because I know there's a lot of women my age that shy away from makeup. They're afraid that it's going to make them look older, but I want to show how I use makeup to actually look younger, and there's some tricks to it that I know that might help you. So I'm going to get started. First thing I do is put my hair back from my face. The last thing I need is for my hair to get serum on it and look stringy, because I don't have that much hair to begin with. So I'm going to get started. I will talk a little and I will explain some things, but a lot of things you can just see for yourself. So the first thing I'm going to start out with is L'Oreal Age Perfect Hydra Nutrition Serum. And before I put a foundation and primer and all that, I like to get my face as moisturized and juicy as possible. And I like to put this wherever I have wrinkles. Not necessarily where my skin is dry. Pretty much where I have wrinkles and sagging skin. Not everywhere. Some discoloration areas, problem areas. But I don't just smear it everywhere. And then I go down my throat, and whatever's left I smear all over my hands, because I do have wrinkly hands, so I don't waste a drop. No reason to. And then I'm going to close that up tight. The next thing I do is my eye cream, and it's actually Olay Regenerist Eye Serum, which is fabulous. I've been using this for years. It's a wonderful alternative to department store brands. I used to use a department store brand, and when I could no longer afford that, I switched to Olay Regenerist, and it's wonderful. It's just as good as anything else I was using. And if you can't afford this, Walgreens has their own version of it, and from what I understand, that's almost as good or as good. And I run this all around my whole eyes, my eye area, and it's very slippery, so there's no tugging or pulling or rubbing. And I have gotten this into my eyes, and it's never burned me. But if you have sensitive eyes, be very careful not to get it in your eyes. But I can get this really close where the little baggage is, and the dark circles and the veins and the wrinkles and everything you get that's lovely after your 35th or 40th birthday, whenever you're lucky enough to get that. And I use my middle finger. Some people use their ring finger. I use my middle finger. And just keep going. It will stay smooth. It never drags. And I will just give up on that after a while because it's not going to ever totally sink in. Which, when you're going to put your makeup on, that's fine. Because that'll help your makeup glide on over it. And then I'm going to get my Olay Professional Pro X Age Repair Lotion. And when I'm putting on makeup, I prefer a lotion to a cream. Sometimes a cream can crumble your makeup, so I go for the lotion. And this has an SPF 30, and I'm using that because I'm going to go outside and be in the sun a little bit, in the car at least. And then I'm going to take a couple squirts of that and start again where the problem areas are at first. And then I'm going to put it all over and just smooth it out. And with this, you definitely want to avoid your eye area. Okay. Alright, I'm going to go right to my primer, which is Revlon Photo Ready Primer. My absolute favorite primer. I've searched around for a long time for a really good primer, and this is it right here. I wish they would put a little plug in it so when you first squirt it out, there's not a hard little knot in it. I always find that. I always keep a face wipe on the table next to me, so when things like that happen, when there's a plug in the first squirt of your concealer or primer or whatever, you can wipe that off. I'm going to need to get a little bit more of this. I'm going to put this on my hand too. And I always do the same thing with my primer. I put it on in the problem areas first because that's what you want to smooth out. And then I go from the middle out. And I close my eyes and gently go over my eyes just for a smooth application. And I'll smooth it down. All lays down flat. Okay, and I'm going to have a pause right now and I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back now. I'm going to put a few squirts of Revlon DNA foundation on the back of my hand and start applying it to my face. And I'll be using the e.l.f. foundation brush. I like to start on my forehead and work my way down. Stop and get a little bit more on my hand. Oops. Okay, now I'm going to pause and take a sponge and smooth this out, and I'll be right back. Hi, I'm back. Okay, now that that's all smoothed out, I'm going to get on with some concealer and a few little tricks. The first trick that I like to do is after I get my foundation on, I go back to my lotion and I take just a little dab like that, and I go and I pat it on some of the places where I have wrinkles. And what it does is it softens up the foundation around the wrinkles, and it just softens the look of them out. Just a little dab so they're not so noticeable. And it helps. Every little bit helps. Obviously I have my bangs to cover some of the worst ones, but every little thing helps. So this is one trick you can remember. So now that we're smoothed out and we've got some of the wrinkles, while you're doing other things, your lip balm can be working for you. So I'm going to put some chapstick on too right now. Actually, I'm going to put a lip balm on that I got from e.l.f. so it can look pretty while it's working. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on right now. Very pretty. And this one is in berry. I like that. Very pretty color. So that can be softening my lips while I'm getting my dark, whatever they are, circles concealed. Okay, so I got a new concealer by L'Oreal. This is going to be my first time trying it. But what I like to do before I put a concealer on is lighten the area with the highlight. So I'm going to put the highlighter on first. Now, I don't know if this trick is going to work with this concealer, but it's what I normally do, so I'm going to continue with that. So I just put a few dots in where I have darkness. And pat that in first. Now you don't rub it in all the way. It doesn't have to be precise. Just tap it on because you're going to put your concealer over it. So let's see how this concealer does. I'm going to put it on my finger first. And then put it on my face. And then just smoosh it in. Looks pretty good on film, actually. It looks pretty decent. I'm going to go for some of these freckles too. is going to be under some powder. Alright, now I'm going to do the other eye with my other finger. I look so serious. I always look so serious in my videos. I don't know why. My mother said I should smile more. I look so serious. How's that? That's pretty good. That's doing a pretty good job here. Let's cover up some of these dark spots around here. Not too bad. Not too bad on the dark circles, I would say. I would give this 2 thumbs up for this product. L'Oreal Visible Lip. I give this 2 thumbs up. This has really, really done a good job concealing my dark circles, because I have some major dark circles, and that's really good results right there. I think so. That's really good. Okay, unfortunately, I've got to take another break, but I'll be right back with the eye look that I want to show you. And in the meantime, keep watching. I'll be right back.